Welcome back to Bottom Deck Achievements, a Hearthstone achievement hunting series. Today we're going to be looking at the Out for Blood achievement from the Hunter set, as per this comment up here. I know I put the call out for comments every week for what achievements you'd like to see covered, and well, we got one today. But first, as always, I got a couple I need to click on, so let's go claim those real quick. Nothing too fancy here. As far as I know, some of these are still bugged. I did make a quick count, and by my count there are 5 achievements that are currently bugged, a couple of which have to do with honorably killing things, this one as well as after all that work I did last week with playing Cariel and absorbing so much damage with her, I'm still at 0 for this this achievement, and I took a lot of big hits as Cariel, so I definitely should not be at 0, but I'm assuming these will get fixed, but with all that being said, we have a couple that are working, and so let's claim these. First up, do you want to build a snowman? One of my favorite songs from Frozen. It was stuck in my head for weeks after I first saw it. End your turn with a snowman, snow brute, and snowger. I got this done in duels. As always, I'm going to be having a video where I go over a couple duels lists I've been messing around with for achievement hunting, and the build a snowman card with anything that can duplicate spells is actually pretty insane, because especially on the 2nd and 3rd levels of it, like on turn 6 you just play the 6-drop, and you get a 2nd copy as well as 2 copies of the 9-drop one, so on turn 9 when you play the 9-mana spell, you get 2 of those, and that's really crushing for some decks to deal with, especially if you happen to have board presence already, you know, by maybe having a couple 6/6s that freeze. It can prove too much for a lot of decks to deal with, so I eventually just, you know, got this done. I was kind of scared that this would be one of the harder ones of the set, but actually ended up being okay. Can't complain there. And then scrolling down, we got a couple other single-use ones, so to speak. Trogs are good. Man, I didn't really think too much about this card, but they're actually really snowbally, really good. I did this one in duels as well, and had it done like on turn 3, like just spells were getting played, and there was nothing my opponent could do about these. They were able to remove a couple, but you know, a couple more kept popping up every time. So not too hard of a one overall. Like I thought this would be one that you would have to kind of rig yourself, duplicating a bunch, but eventually it'll just get done for you. Then finally, the Reflecto Failure was a really easy one. There's like a common of the set that switches health and attack of everything in your hand and your opponent's hand, and you just play it with something that has 0 attack, and then play that minion. It's a funny achievement, but at the same time, it's not one that you can do while trying to win a game, because obviously you're wasting mana to play a minion that's just going to die as soon as it hits the board, which is, you know, last I checked, not a strategy to win. And that's it. I only had 3 this time around, so nothing too wild. But today, like I said, we're going to be looking at Out for Blood. Deal 8 damage in 1 attack with Bloodseeker. And I'll go to the collection manager to talk about this one and my thought process here. Bloodseeker, if you don't remember, is a 2-mana 2/2 weapon for Hunter for this set, which has honorable kill, gain +1/+1. Yeah, I didn't really think too much of it when it was first announced and when the set came out, but I did one run in Arena for this set so far, and I picked Hunter, and I drafted this card because it seemed to be the best of the group. And I kind of just wanted to mess around with it. Little did I know, Hearth Arena actually has this as one of the best commons you can draft as Hunter in Arena. And it actually did a lot of work for me in the draft. The draft ended up going 9 wins, and while this card was very good, it never got above 4 attack. That was where it kind of maxed out. And Arena's a format where you want to be tempoing things out, both you and your opponent. So, like, you'd kind of expect that eventually I would get more honorable kills with it, especially with a run that went so deep. But that didn't seem to be the case. Like I said, it topped out at 4. So I got to thinking, how can we rig this a little better? So I came up with a couple really janky solutions before just kind of like falling into one other one. The first of the janky solutions was, well, is there any way we can reliably get this in Rogue, a class that has a ton of ways to buff weapons, to easily get this to 8 attack or more, and the only real way that I figured out to have any kind of control in getting this is Stolen Steel, a card from Rostakon's Rumble, which for some reason I have 2 golden copies of. Discover weapon from another class, and I did some counting, and if my count was correct, there are 100, pretty much exactly 100 weapons from other classes, not including the Sphere of Sapience, which is a neutral. So in playing this, you'd have about a 3% chance to find Bloodseeker, which is, not great. However, it's constructed so you can just log a bunch of games, but I don't want to do that because I don't want to, just throw a bunch of games and throw my my MMR, mediocre though it is, by trying to find this. So I got to thinking if there were any other classes that had any kind of buffs in place that could potentially do this, and then I remembered from the Deadmine set, we have, went too far, we have Sucker Hook, which evolves your weapon. So I did some more counting. Shaman has exactly 1 weapon that costs 1 that can evolve into a 2-cost weapon, that being Spirit Claws from One Night in Karazhan. So I did some more counting of all the 2-cost weapons that exist for all classes, because Sucker Hook, unlike the Rogue Stolen Steel spell, can evolve into other Shaman weapons. And my grand total came to be 19 2-cost weapons. These aren't weapons. 19 2-cost weapons, meaning that if you had Spirit Claws equipped and evolved it with Sucker Hook, you would have about a 5.263% chance, to 3 decimal places, of evolving into Bloodseeker. And then from there you have a bunch of options like a Rockbiter weapon, or there's one that deals 3 damage to a minion and then gives you +3 attack. There's a couple other things in Shaman that give you attack, but that also seems really slow. Like in Wild you would have to get to turn 5 to set this up and have the perfect amount of cards in hand and not die, which seems kind of rough. So I sat here thinking, well, do I want the slightly better odds of the Shaman, or do I want the more assuredly, when I find it, to get it to 8 of Rogue? And I rejected both of those. So after all that counting and calculation, I went back to Standard, and I got to thinking, well, what are the ways I have in Standard of buffing my weapons? I know that in Wilds, if I were to just do this in Hunter and just build, put every card in my deck that buffs weapons. Let's see, there's Captain Greenskin, there's Buccaneer, there's, a couple things here and there. And I got to thinking, which of those are in Standard? So I just did a quick search, because of how text is formatted. I just searched for your weapon. And I found that there's 2 cards currently in Standard, Toxicologist and Ratchet Privateer, which give your weapon +1 attack. So then I got to thinking, well, there's no real way to recur these. I mean, there's no way that they kept Youthful Brewmaster in the core set, right? Right? Card I totally forgot existed. Youthful Brewmaster is in the core set. That seems to be a card that I wouldn't think that they would have kept in after all this. But additionally, Hunter has a class way to return things to your hand, and that's Devouring Swarm, a spell I also forgot existed. Choose an enemy minion, your minions attack it, return any that die to your hand. So the goal here is play Bloodseeker, maybe get 1 or 2 honorable kills with it, play out your Toxicologists and Ratchet Privateers, and target some stuff, hopefully, if your opponent has minions. With Devouring Swarm, return them to your hand, play them again, get a big beefy weapon. I also loaded this up with a couple secrets, pretty heavy on the secrets that I could find. One done Baldar Bunker as well, because we also have an achievement for Hunter in proccing a bunch of secrets. So I'm gonna run a couple games of this deck and see if we can't get it done in short order. Let's see how it goes. So I think of all the classes, Druid has probably the best chance of actually playing things for me to trade into. I doubt that Peasant's gonna live, but they do. It's good for me. The other fear is that this is Celestial Druid, which is probably not going to be playing as many things, but we'll see.
The Stormpike clan bows in Oland.
Okay. I think Quick Shot might not be great in this deck. Oh! Interesting.
All will burn beneath the shadow of my wings.
Well, I found Bloodseeker. Alright, well this is gonna go very poorly for me. I don't think I can combo off this hard. Oh my goodness. It's turn 5 and there's a Deathwing. I think I can honorably kill that. If I...
Got a job for me?
3... No, I can't honorably kill it.
Got a job for me?
I can honorably kill it. Get me out of here. Record is still at 4.
Well fought. I concede.
Don't think I'm going to be seeing too many minions this game, but who knows? Maybe I'll get surprised. Found Bloodseeker. That's great.
What is it?
It's actually a solid starting hand. If we can get 1 card draw from Peasant, I'll be a happy boy. Terrible. Okay, so... I guess we're just hoping that this is the version that runs like a Wand Thief, so we can get an honorable kill off of that. Overall, I'm not feeling great about my chances here. So next turn I can Ratchet Brewmaster. I'm actually looking forward to the turn where they play Dawn Grasp, so I can like Ratchet Devouring Swarm. They're 4/3, so they'll actually kill Dawn Grasp too. And here's to hoping they're not teching in any weapon destruction because of Cariel. So I'm assuming that this pirate is gonna die, which means if I find a Toxicologist by the time they play Dawn Grasp, and I have 8 mana, I'm wondering if Devouring Swarm works the same way kind of similar cards do, in that, oh, please be like a... Okay, I can get an honorable kill here. I can do this.
Got a job for me?
This. Gets us to 5. Though now we're like 1 less in hand for Dawn Grasp. I doubt it's gonna stay alive by the time... Like, it's probably dead this next turn. So we're at 5. So this would be 6, Devouring Swarm, 7. So we need to find Toxicologist. Or our other Youthful Brewmaster. Oh, they can Dawn Grass this turn. This kind of sucks.
Proven myself. I demand answers.
Oh, hasn't stayed alive. You love to see that. Okay, so how are we doing this? I suppose So, I think Far Watch Post can actually attack if I play Devouring Swarm.
Got a job for me?
So we'll do, let's see, that's 6. I should just, Explosive Trap. Okay.
Got a job for me?
That's 7. So I'll at least do that.
What is it?
Alright, so our new record is 7. But I gotta find something else to buff this thing. Oh!
I have proven myself.
Oh, it's a 1/1.
I demand answers.
Oh well. Oh god, I just realized that's a lot more spell damage. Okay. Come on, tracking. Yes! Alright, we got there. 2 games. Not bad at all.
Clever concoction.
Not bad at all. But then we die. Yeah, we are extraordinarily dead. That double dawn grasp. Yep. Okay. Barely got it done. I'm not even going to complain that I lost. Don't care. Happy that this is done. Let's claim this real quick and we'll get out of here. And hopefully this will be a bit of a shorter one. Yeah. Not too bad. Once you build a complete deck for it, of course the deck code and list will be in the description of this video. Yeah, not too bad. It's hard if you're trying to do it legitimately. Not terrible. How many times can I say not bad or not terrible? Anyway, that is going to bring us to the end of today's video. Thank you so much for watching. I greatly appreciate it. If you like the video, please feel free to leave a like and subscribe to the channel if you haven't done so already. Both of those things would help me out a ton. And like I said up top, if you got any achievements you'd like to see covered in a future video, please feel free to leave those in a comment below. And hey, follow me on Twitter and Twitch. I'm at HeyTallman at both places. I'd love to see you there. Got some cool stuff planned for the end of the year on Twitch, so you'll want to check that out. I'm going to be doing a bunch of Kirby side games, and I'm ready to just have a complete blast with it. But yeah, that is all for me, so as always, thank you for watching, have a great day, may the card you need the most never be at the bottom of your deck.